Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Show. First ever WNBA video here. Got 3 picks from the 3 games that we're going to be looking at on Tuesday night in the W. Obviously waiting on the NBA Finals as well. Going to be having plenty of content this week, some live streams going on, as well as a couple WNBA picks that I've got here. Shout out to the Discord because we did get some really good looks from everybody in there. If you're not yet in there, link is in the description of the video. Got a really solid WNBA channel in there with a bunch of people dropping plays, keeping me honest. Got some really good angles in there, so really appreciative of that. If you also want to get some outlier love, that is the top platform for finding all these stats and bets that you guys are looking for, both in the W and in the NBA and a number of other sports as well, obviously, but really classic for the W here. Really nice tools for you guys to be able to use if you want a 7-day trial. Go ahead and get the link in the description as well. Use that. You'll get 7 free days to test it out, and if you like it. But let's go ahead and get right into these picks for the W. First game, we're looking at the Liberty and the Sky. Going to be looking at how much better the Liberty have been predominantly on offense so far this season. They are the top offense in the league, as you can see. Also 3rd in defensive rating. That is why they sit in 2nd overall right now. Playing at a normal pace, honestly, and it's dropped a little bit from the beginning of the season after they came out and played really fast in the first 3 games or so. Since then, really dumbed it down, played a couple of really slow teams, and that'll help. But overall, I think 8th is about where they seem to want to play at the pace that they're at right now. Really good rebounding team, really good shooting team. And on defense, they will give up some open shots, but it's in part because they know that they can score on the other end of the floor pretty easily. And then for the Sky, pretty much middle of the pack everywhere, man. I mean, they've been pretty good on defense, limiting things pretty well overall. The defensive effective field goal percentage is really good for them, keeping it to the 4th best right now in the league. I would argue that some of that has been some missed shots. We've seen some really bad field goal percentages from the other team in a way that seems a little bit like an outlier. The Liberty are going to be wanting some revenge as well. So keep that in mind. They did lose the game that they played against the Sky this season. They're going to have some motivation here on the road. So going to probably be looking at taking them on the money line in a couple plays. But I do have a best bet from that game. Going under with Elizabeth Williams on her points and rebounds combined. Minus 128 for her to go under 13.5 PR in this one. And really, it's mostly just a shout out to Cardoso, who the young rook is coming in after missing the first bunch of games of the season with an injury. Now back, played her first game last time out against Indy, against the Fever there, and really was really good in her about 18 minutes in that game. We already saw Elizabeth Williams' numbers drop because of the return of Cardoso. And as a result, there's going to probably be what we see moving forward as well. Head coach Teresa Witherspoon mentioned Cardoso minutes are only going to continue to ratchet up from the 18 that she played in last game. Would not be surprising to see her play above 22 minutes in this one as she gets back up to probably 28 to 30 moving forward. Seem to be the most common projections for Cardoso to come in and take those minutes down low from Elizabeth Williams, who has been really good. I mean, in the first 6 games for Williams, 31.5 minutes per game, and she put up 18.3 points and rebounds combined there. But we saw what happened against the Fever in the last one. Last game, 21.9 minutes with Cardoso's return, 7 points and rebounds combined in that one. Didn't have a necessarily particularly bad game, shot okay from the field, but didn't get much usage, right? She's not really involved nearly as much. When they did run Cardoso at the same time as Elizabeth Williams as well, still was a lot more the focal point of the offense was Cardoso, not Williams. So she's really going to have to focus on getting a ton of rebounds and putbacks, which is not something that you are likely to get against the Liberty. So combining the Liberty's tough defense down low with the fact that Williams' usage and minutes are going to continue to go down or probably stay at around 20 to 22 minutes, we're going to go ahead and take the under for her 13.5 points and rebounds. Moving on to the top team in the league, the Connecticut Sun. They are taking on the Mystics in this one, and really this is a huge mismatch, as we know. The Sun have championship aspirations. The Mystics have try not to finish in last, but if we do, at least we get the top pick aspirations. To be honest with you, you can see the offensive rating disparity there. 4th best for the Sun. Really, that's about the efficiency because they're not trying to score. They play at the slowest pace in the league. We've seen that already, and we'll probably continue to see that. They also played a little bit faster, as most teams will do when they come out of the gate early in the season. They play a little bit faster right out the gate and then really slow things down as they get into the tempo of the season and find the pace that they like. The Sun are playing slowly no matter what. Even when they played fast for them at the beginning of the season, still wasn't really fast compared to the rest of the league. And we know that they're going to dominate the boards. Overall, on the shooting splits for them, both offensively and defensively, about average. They really just bully you down low with the likes of Bonner, Brianna Jones as well. So you're going to see a lot of down low play for them, a little bit slower, not very much fast break stuff. The Mystics are a little bit different, or they're the complete opposite of that. They're just not efficient at what they want to do. They want to get out and run. They want to keep the pace high, third overall in the league right now in pace. And I expect that to continue to be the case, where they're almost taking a leaf out of the Wizards book, which is like, well, we don't have much going on offense, so we might as well just try to get more possessions for the opportunity to get more points, because we're really efficient when it comes to scoring. 10th in terms of basically third worst in terms of their offensive effective field goal percentage, second worst limiting the other team's effective field goal percentage, the worst rebounding team in the league. I expect Bonner to really live at the line in this game, probably looking at like 5 to 6 free throw attempts for her over the course of her time on the floor. This one has super blowout potential. It's at a 13.5 point spread. And that seems pretty fair, to be honest, the way that the Sun have handled the Mystics so far already this season. So I'm kicking off my best bet from this game with Stephanie Dolson, under 8.5 points in this one. She's going to be the beneficiary of probably a few more minutes than she's used to, because we're going to see Shakira Austin not available in this game. So that will mean a few more minutes for Dolson, but Dolson's not really playing down low, despite her obviously like larger presence than normal for most ladies in the W. Like, she's still not going down low. You don't even have a rebounds prop for Dolson, because she's taking everything from outside the paint, the perimeter, and shooting most of her shots from three, as you can see. In the 2 games that she played without Austin, she still only had 6.5 points per game. She had 8 in one of them, 5 in the other, and 2 unders both times, right, for this number right here, which bumped up to 8.5 from the 7.5, which I was waiting for, because it opened at 7.5. We knew Austin wasn't going to be playing in this game, so it made sense that it would go up a little bit. But 8.5 is a great number to take under for her in this one, going under for most of the season. And it's really because she needs to hit threes, right? She takes about 5 shots a game. Maybe you give her 1 more in this one because of a few more minutes that she'll see. But she's taking 4 of those from deep, right? So almost all of her shots are from 3. And the Sun are the best 3-point defense in the league. Most importantly, they don't even give up attempts, 3rd fewest in the league, but also the fewest makes as a result of that. And the best above the break 3-point defense for this Sun team. Stephanie Dolson taking 3.8 of her 3.9 attempts from deep per game are from above the break. So all of them, essentially, right? Like, I think one of her shots this season that was a 3 was not from above the break. So we can probably bank on that continuing to be the case. If she does hit 3 of them, God bless, but I don't see free throws in her future. And there's not going to be any easy baskets. This is a little bit of a make or miss situation for her. The 8.5 is a key number, because if we got it to 9.5, this is a smash under, probably going with like 1.5 units on it. The 8.5, okay, she hit 3 of her 5 threes the last time that these 2 teams played. So you could argue that she's capable of doing it again, but do you really want to bank on her making 60% of her threes every game as a way to get her 9 points? I particularly don't. So we're going under 8.5 for Dolson in this one. Finally, we have Brianna Jones going another under here, 22.5 PR. That's still available on FanDuel, -122. These things are moving fast. I could see this dropping to 21.5. This is too high, plain and simple. She's at 18.1 per game, under in 6 of the 8 games that she's played this season. And the thing about Washington is they're not a good team. We've established that. But they are a good interior defense. That's the only thing that they're good at, to be honest with you. If you look at the numbers for them on the season, 2nd fewest points in the paint that they're allowing per game, the 2nd fewest field goals made inside of 5 feet as well. The percentage is actually pretty high for teams trying to score down low. And I understand Shakira Austin not being in this game is going to be a difference maker for sure. But I could also see this thing just getting out of control real fast in a way that doesn't really require Brianna Jones to continue playing for the normal minutes that she probably would, right? You combine that with the fact that this scoring for the Sun is going to be a lot choppier. It's going to be probably a lot of second chance points that I would see coming a lot more from DeWanna Bonner than I would from Brianna Jones in this case, right? 83% of her points are coming inside the paint. I think you're going to see Bonner actually step out and make a few more threes as well, which might come off of second chance points. But for the most part, I think that's going to be the actual style of play for the Sun, is trying to get to the free throw line when they can. That's not Brianna Jones, and that's not her forte, essentially, right? Like, if you want to get into the free throw line, That's going to be a lot more DeWanna Bonner, probably some Dejanay Carrington as well. Not really seeing Brianna Jones getting there, where she's got 1.7 free throw attempts per game at this point, or she's making 1.7. She's taking 2.1. So getting to the free throw line twice per game, not really like she's going to have a lot of points coming from the charity stripe to help her get these points. Plus, with the way that Washington plays, they're going to push the pace and not allow someone like Brianna Jones to just set up in the paint and play that defense to get those rebounds. And on offense, you're going to see them get back really, really fast on defense as they do try to avoid giving up fast break points to the Mystics, etc. And it's just really not a Brianna Jones type of game. We saw her not really have much success in the last time these teams played. And so I'm going right back to it. Under 22.5 points and rebounds combined. Going to be coming back with a few more of these this week and most of the off days during this NBA Finals. As soon as the finals are done, we jump full into the W even more so. Going to be watching these games, though. Headed out to New York here in just a little bit, so hoping to catch a Liberty game before too long. Last reminder about the Discord and Outlier. Jump into the description of the video here. You can go ahead and get the links to both those, including the 7-day risk-free trial for Outlier. See if you like it as we move forward. They're going to continue to have really good stats and numbers and data for you guys around the W and MLB. We'll get into NFL when it comes, all that stuff. So really highly recommend getting there and using that risk-free trial to see if you like it. And until I see you next, happy betting.